Today I'm going to show you how I've got on with some long and short stitching. Now this is also called thread painting, so it's like painting with a needle and embroidery cotton. And as you can see, I've already done one side of my butterfly. He's come out quite well. I am very happy at this as my first attempt at long and short stitch, which is basically all that's what it is: long stitches and short stitches. As you can see, all my stitches are like different lengths. I'm not putting two stitches the same length together. I'm just coming up and going down. See, a nice long one there, and then I'll do a little short one. And that's doing them quite close together to each other, so that when I change colours, which I'm going to do in a minute, you sort of go in between these stitches and it sort of makes a shading effect. And I'm absolutely loving it. I'm definitely doing this one again. Isn't it amazing? I looked at this and I thought, oh, that's way too complicated. I can't do that. And I think, I don't know what the trick is. I am using one single strand of embroidery thread, quite a thin needle. And I was actually stitching this and listening to Jovi's podcast. You need to go and watch her. Her and her husband Carl do this podcast, Goldilocks and the Silver Fox. Oh, they just crack me up. They're so funny. And coming up, they're going to be doing this game where they do, like, they have to do dares. I think it's dares or activities. That was quite funny. So I'll leave the link to the podcast. So if anybody's interested in going and seeing Jovi and her husband crack each other up, it's it's so funny. But yeah, I was listening to that while I was stitching, so I thought I'd do a little voiceover afterwards. And yeah, so that was. I had a very entertaining hour. So that was lovely. Thank you, Jovi and Carl. So here I am, still stitching. Honestly, it's very, very relaxing. Just the repetitive up and down. Like, I think I've seen people do this on a sewing machine. I mean, I don't think my sewing machine can do it. I think you have to have a proper embroidery machine. But, I sort of defeats the object of slow stitching, doesn't it? I like to slow stitch. It makes me feel quite calm and relaxed. So there I am, still short and long. But that's it. So it's way easier than you think it's going to be, guys. So do have a go. Let me know how you get on, because I didn't think I could do this. I have Lynn to thank for this one. She emailed me and said, why don't you have a go at satin stitch, which, as you know, is my nemesis stitch. I just can't get the tension right. But this was another one she suggested. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have watched a few videos, like you do. And I'm like, oh my goodness, everybody's is so beautiful. I went and watched Sarah Humphrey because she's like amazing. I think she's, oh look, cat fluff. There's a surprise. I just think she's like the most amazing embroiderer. And if I ever want to know how to do a stitch, she's my go-to. So I'll leave her link down below in the description box as well. If you don't know, I'm sure you do. Any stitcher would probably already have heard of her. But yeah, she's I think she's amazing. Anyway, here I am, still going. I'm now coming a bit further out with my yellow, and these stitches I'm going to intersperse with the sort of bit darker orange one. Now, when I saw Sarah doing it, she was swapping threads. She was doing like one thread, then another, then the other colour, then coming back and doing the other colour again. I mean, I'm not at that level, and it just looked way too complicated. I'd be having my threads all tangled up and everything at the back. So I'm sticking to one at a time, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I've gone quite thick in the middle, if that's the word, quite dense near the body. And then as I've come out, I've just sort of spread my stitches out a bit. So, yeah, I've done a little bit. And as you can see, I've now started on another colour, which is the same colour as on the other side, and just the same process, but in between the yellow ones. Now, I don't go right into the middle this time. I just sort of go, towards the centre of my butterfly. I'm doing the sort of outline of his wing at the minute, so I'm just trying to get it on the line. You can, if you want to, do a sort of back stitch or a split stitch around the edge before you start. But I didn't do that this time. I just thought I'd go for it. Oh, there's a big stitch. See, one really long stitch, because I've now realised that I need to get up into the wings a bit more. So my long stitches are going to be a bit longer. And you just sort of fill it in. How cool is this? And it does take a little while. I think the whole thing, I've condensed this video down, obviously, but I think it took me about 2 hours. But then I did have the locksmith. Oh, I'll tell you the story. So my front door, the lock has been playing up since before Christmas, and my key just kept spinning round in the lock. And then the other day I couldn't actually shut it from the inside. I've got like a thumb turn, and it wouldn't shut. And I'm like, I can't lock the door. I've got to go to bed and I can't lock the door. Oh, it was a bit panicky. I had to go outside, round to the front of the house, back in, lock the door and come back round again because I couldn't shut it from the inside. So I phoned up the locksmith, and very lucky they came out the next day. Obviously, it's quite important if your front door doesn't lock, and put a new lock in for me. But it took him 10 minutes to do the lock, and he was here, I think, about an hour, and he just kept talking and talking and talking, and I'm like, I've got things to do. I've got videos to make. I've got things to do. And I couldn't get rid of him. But I think he was sort of semi-retired. And I think he just was quite happy to get out of the house in between Christmas and New Year. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, it was that was like, oh, I shouldn't have made him that cup of tea. I think that's what did it. Too friendly. Okay, right, now I am just coming back down the butterfly wing with a few more of the orange threads, the orange stitches. And I'll go back up again. I'm sort of trying to make it the same as on the other side, but... So on to the final colour. And this is more of a browny orange, and I thought I'd put this one on the edge of the wings. So, same process. And I know, it's not even wonky, guys. I've done something that's not wonky. Well, it's not perfect, but... Oh, there we go. Come on. Nearly. This is... Oh, I'm going to start tangling up. I'm thinking, no, no. So what do you think? Are you going to give it a go? Because I would encourage you to have a little play at this. Just stamp something. And it doesn't matter what you stamp. Choose something small for your first one, like I did. And a butterfly is quite a sweet little thing to do because you can gradually go out. You can do flowers, hearts. I think flowers would be lovely. But you can also do a gradient of a heart. I really want to do a cat, but I thought that might be a bit complicated for my first one. So I'm leaving the cat for a minute. But I wouldn't mind having a go. I might not do it on camera, but I'll because it would just take so long. But I might have a go at one and then come and show you how I've managed. Because, yeah, I think it might take quite a... If this took 2 hours, I don't know how long a cat would take. Yes, like this one that's meowing at me for something. So if you are fast forwarding through this and my voice is a bit funny, you might want to slow down now because I'm going to tell you what's coming up on the channel. Have you slowed down? As you're going to miss it. We are starting a new fabric book. It may already have gone up, the video, the first one, where we make the book. And we're going to have adventures with Sally. And I found a little dolly. And the book is going to be all about her adventures. So I'm very excited to be doing that. I'm also going to be carrying on just doing random stitching projects. But I'm going to try and keep them sort of all in one video, like this one. Sally will be ongoing. I'm hoping to do it sort of every other Saturday, I think. And my videos are going to come out on a Saturday and on a Wednesday. So I'm going to try and get 2 videos a week coming out. I'm going to try. There's definitely going to be a Saturday one, and a Wednesday might be just a shorter one. So that's my news. I will be putting out an extra video. So I hope you're going to join me. They'll both be at 2 o'clock on Greenwich Mean Time, which is UK time. And whatever time that is in your time zone, I will be posting. I am loving how this is turning out, guys. You can go back to fast forward now. I'm just going to waffle, okay? I'd much prefer you fast forward through it than flip. I don't know if you know. If you don't know, if you fast forward through videos, it still counts as watch time. And I'm trying to get my watch time up on this channel so that I can get on to do like all the exciting stuff that you can only do when you're a member of the YouTube program. So I know it's all very complicated, this YouTube stuff. I'm getting there, but it's the time, isn't it? It's always the time. And stitching is just one of those things that takes time. Let's just untangle them in it. Yeah, by the very nature of slow stitching, it's not a 10-minute video. Okay, I'll now come back to the more orange colour to just fill in on the edges. I'm just loving how this has turned out. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it now, but I'm sort of thinking maybe I can do some more butterflies on here. Maybe do a circle of flowers around the edge. You know, make it like a hoop project. Let me know what you would do. I've also been looking at stump work. I've seen a video for stump work and I'm like fascinated with that as well. So I may even have a go at some of that. Because that's like embroidery, but it's sort of 3D, which sounds really interesting. So watch out for that. What else am I going to do? Just because books and... Oh, I am still going to make a just because book. I'm just going to make a mini one out of all my scraps and leftover project bits. So, oh, I think I'm a bit twisted with this cotton. No. So, when I finish the wings, I'm going to very quickly do some black body for my little butterfly. And I'm not going to video all that because basically I'm just going to do the same thing but just all in black up the centre. So I'm going to show you how it's all finished and just let you know how much fun it was. It was really good. Loved it. So here we go, the big finish. Da, da, da. I am so happy with how this turned out. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.